Welcome back, everybody, to TB Sports 27 as we are coming on the air with you all for another edition of the RXFL. And it is going to wrap up week number 7. We're getting near to the halfway point here of the season. We got an interesting one on Monday night between the Tennessee Oilers and the Pittsburgh Sting. We'll look at the rankings. Both these teams find themselves at the bottom of the barrel here, trying to get the win to move themselves back up. You can see here the Tennessee Oilers coming into this game ranked number 28 in the league at 1-4, while the Pittsburgh Sting are going to come into this one ranked number 23rd at 2-4. So it's a pretty big game, obviously, for both teams, because if the Sting get the win, now the Sting started off as an offer. They couldn't win anything. If the Sting get the win, they're going to jump all the way into this middle of the pack here with the Tigers, the Voyagers, the Firebirds, the Beats, the Huskies. So they're going to be right in the mix. If they lose, or you got Tennessee that falls by the wayside, it's going to be an uphill battle to get out. We're planning on maybe doing a doubleheader today. We haven't quite decided quite yet. Did I ever do the draft? We were going to decide what draft class we're going to use. I don't think we ever did. We'll have to go in there and do that at some point. But I don't know if we'll do a doubleheader right now. Planning on it, on doing this and doing an episode of the Denver Broncos franchise. But we'll see what happens when this game comes to a close, depending on where you guys are as far as wanting to see another stream or not. So, of course, we got to put them in the old school. I always got to look at try to remember what designs. I guess we could put them in the powder blue if we wanted to every so often there. But primarily, they're going to be wearing the 1990s Oilers helmet here. And unfortunately, I wish they had, so there's the 90s look. I wish they had that as a road uni. They don't. They have this, but it makes the numbers all roundish, and you don't get the one doesn't look roundish, but the stripes, you kind of lose. I don't know if anyone cares about this but me, but you lose the stripes there, the shoulder stripes, by wearing the AFL throwbacks. But that's what they give us, and I suppose we can always, I mean, the colors are pretty similar. We could always throw them in Titans gear if we ever wanted to. I was going to say Titans across the chest, so I suppose it wouldn't make too much sense. But I think we'll just stick with the old AFLs. That's what they give us. The 1 year they did that, and Madden's kept it in the game ever since. Pants, though, we can do the pants because they don't give us the powder blue. That is something now. There wouldn't be any red on it, but the Tennessee Oilers, or the Houston Oilers rather, did wear the like that would look kind of good. They did wear the powder blue pants in the late 90s there. Maybe not those with the logo on there. Wouldn't really make sense, but we'll just stick with that for right now. So there you go. There are your Tennessee Oilers, and of course, on the other side, the Pittsburgh Sting. Did I accept that? I hope I didn't. Okay, I did. I thought I kicked out. Okay, so for the Pittsburgh Sting, obviously you know the Pittsburgh name, the Sting name. I like they have the all black helmet somewhere in here. This one, yeah. Or there's one that's got the black face mask too, right? Or is it only the gray face mask? Yes, this is the one. Don't want the black face mask. I like this helmet here. Pretty classic for the Pittsburgh Sting. The other one's got the logo on it, the Steeler logo, which I guess is fine. More so, but of course the Sting wear the... We always got to spend time going through the uni options here, right? That could always be an alternate. That one too. That could always be an alternate look, but typically there's only going to be one uniform that the... Ooh, that's one they can wear too as like an alternate. That's kind of wild, but it kind of looks like Bumblebee-ish, right? But that's typically right there. Oh, go back. This is what they are going to be wearing primarily. We put them in black pants before. The last game we played, we put them in their black pants. Maybe we can go yellow today. Switch it up a bit, right? Look at that. That's going all out. Or they got a white pant in there. Nike. That might be a little better because it's a little thicker. I think that's what we did last time. When the only other time we saw them play was against the Bulldogs, the London Bulldogs. Remember what socks we Oh, maybe those are the one. Yeah, look at that. That's looking good. There you go. One of the more radical uniforms in the league. Both teams desperate for a win. Pittsburgh Sting, Tennessee Oilers. Let's get to it on this fine Saturday. How you guys enjoying your Saturday so far? Haven't done a whole lot yet. Let's see. I woke up, had a Skype call, and then went to eat lunch, and now I'm back. Didn't get to watch any of the G1 yet. I've fallen behind with my trip to North Dakota. The last couple years, I've caught every single G1 show. I haven't seen any of the G1 shows the past week with my trip to North Dakota in the books. So that kind of pushed everything back a bit. But I'll leave it up to you guys. Maybe you guys can keep me up to speed. Ooh, we have rain in the forecast. I don't remember the last time we had rain in one of our games. But here we go. Monday Night Football in the rain. Pittsburgh Sting coming into this one 2-4. Tennessee Oilers just one win to their name. We saw the Oilers earlier this season. They played the LA Kiss and got shellacked. That's where we saw Kurt Warner get benched. And when we were looking at the stats, it didn't look like Kurt Warner had been starting any of the games anymore going forward. We also saw the Pittsburgh Sting earlier in a rough performance against the London Bulldogs. But they've kind of gotten it going as of late. There you see the great Earl Campbell, as well as Dorsey Levens is there. And they're busting out the all-yellow. We put him in the black pants last time, but there you see Earl Campbell last week, 177 on the ground. And you have to imagine, in the rain, his legs are going to be critical in this one. So this is Week 7, and then following Week 7, we're going to give you the rest of the scores of the games you didn't get to see throughout the week here. We're going to recap all the Week 7 scores, and then we're going to let you know all the games you're going to see in Week 8. Under the rain here, Pittsburgh Sting, Tennessee Oilers, underway in prime time. And, of course, you saw at the beginning of the game, at the bottom of the screen, the stat line, Sid Luckman, the great Sid Luckman, legendary quarterback. 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Also, Y.A. Tittle, part of this team, so a pretty good backup core that you got for the Pittsburgh Sting. It'll be interesting to see what quarterback comes out for the Tennessee Oilers. Are they going to send Kurt Warner out there? Or is it going to be Jim Plunkett? And Campbell on the first play is going to go around the pile here. And he's going to rattle off 33 yards. What a run by Earl Campbell. My goodness, and it looked like that Campbell was going to get stopped way back. What a start to this ball game for the Pittsburgh Sting.
Let's go defense. Let's go defense.
There's a long storied history of pro football here in Pittsburgh. Now the Sting coming in. Kind of a tribute, because we had on our former league, we had the Philadelphia Sting. They were powder blue and gold. And obviously with the Bumblebee unis of the Steelers that we could choose from, that's how we came up with the Sting name here. But obviously the black and gold, like all teams here in Pittsburgh. So they're going to join in with the Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins, and the Sting. And there's Earl Campbell again. He's going to get 177 again, no problem. The way this game's starting off, first down, Earl Campbell. And that's what it's going to be in the rain. We're going to be running the ball a whole lot here in the rain. Earl Campbell again. So second down and 4.
Hit it. Mike 51. Mike 51. Hey,
Luckman's going to line up in the gun this time. And he is indeed going to throw it. Quick throw by Luckman. It's a completed pass, and it will be a first down out to Heath Miller for the Pittsburgh Sting. What a comeback story this would be for the Sting. I want to say they were either 0-3 or 0-4. They were way at the bottom. They've gotten 2 wins, and if they get the win here, that'll give them 3. And it'll be a big comeback and put them right back into the hunt. Here you see your Pittsburgh Sting, led by Jim Ringo under center, Dorsey Levens, Don Hutchinson, Earl Campbell, of course, Heath Miller, who just made that grab a few moments ago.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
You're getting a good look at Myles Garrett for the Tennessee Oilers. Doing that one to Campbell once again. Evan Bouchard in on the tackle. And here's a look at your Tennessee Oilers defensively. Mean Joe Green, Myles Garrett, Chris Dolman. You would think on the line that there wouldn't be a whole lot of rushing. Jadeveon Clowney as well. Namni Asamoah, George Ag. I mean, it's a pretty stacked lineup defensively, but at least in the early going here, the Pittsburgh Sting with ease rolling the ball down the field here in your Week 7 finale. Luckman, it's knocked away, incomplete. Swatted down by Jamie McGinn. So the Pittsburgh Sting are going to get down the field, but they're going to have to go for a field goal here. It's going to be Jonathan Brown here to put 3 on the board in the rain for the Sting. There's Y.A. Tittle on the hold, and it is good. And the Pittsburgh Sting take the early 3-0 lead here on the Tennessee Oilers. Now we're going to get to see who is going to come out at quarterback. I don't even know. Does Madden actually bench people? I don't know. Kurt Warner was the starter. We looked at his stats, and he's only thrown 1 touchdown to 7 INTs. So we're about to find out on Monday night who is coming out, and it is going to be, yes, indeed. I think I said Jim Plunkett before. It's Kenny Stabler. I got my Raider quarterbacks mixed up. Kenny Stabler coming out here, who has indeed replaced Kurt Warner. We saw Kurt Warner get benched in the Tennessee Oiler LA Kiss game earlier in the season. We got some new chats coming in. Let me pull that up for you guys. Who's chatting with us? There's the give to DeMarco Murray. And he's going to lose a yard. It said we had a chat. I'm looking now, and we don't have any chats. Okay, well, keep chatting away. Maybe it'll pop in eventually, but there you go. We'll give to DeMarco Murray, and it's going to be 2nd down and 11 for the Oilers. Kenny Stabler. He's going to throw this one here. And Stabler, one-on-one. It's incomplete, rather. It's dropped. It is going to be dropped by Neal. Unbelievable. Well, you know what? I just realized. Hold on. I got to pause this. That's not Neal. I got the wrong Oilers document up. How did I not realize this? I pulled up, I have my notes here, my call sheet, so I can call out the names for you guys. I pulled up Oilers. This is the Edmonton Oilers that I have, the document that I pulled up, not the Tennessee Oilers. Boy, which one is the Tennessee Oilers? There we go. There's the, I was wondering why some of these names didn't match up. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so obviously that was not Neal. That was Gene Washington. I saw the name Washington, and my call sheet said Neal, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then it hit me. I'm looking at the Edmonton Oilers for hockey. Play action fake by Stabler, gets rid of it, and it is incomplete. Tyler Boyd can't hang on to it, and the Oilers go 3 and out, losing a yard. So a bit of a struggle for them to start. That was another thing. We almost considered playing hockey today. Almost put hockey in because I know you guys have been itching for it. Or maybe not. I know hockey is one of my least viewed. That's why we don't do hockey as much. It's one of the least performing videos on the channel. So I almost put hockey in, but then I went against it. As we're sitting at the 2nd round of the playoffs, getting ready to play the New York Rangers. Well, who knows? Maybe after this. I said we were going to do a doubleheader. I mentioned that we were possibly going to do the Denver Broncos franchise. Maybe if you guys are really itching for it, I can bust out the 2 games of hockey for you. Earl Campbell. It's going to be a rough day for the Tennessee Oilers. I mean, for the Sting, you obviously don't want to wear out Earl Campbell. But for right now, it is going to be a long, long day for these Oilers if they can't figure out a way to stop Campbell. Because clock control is going to go right to the Pittsburgh Sting. And there you're seeing Campbell again. I mean, should have been stopped for a loss of a bunch. Donnie Shell comes in and makes the tackle there. So 2nd down and 6 for the Pittsburgh Sting. 2 teams ranked in the 20s here in the league. And Luckman's going to dump it off to the great Jordan Reed. So 3rd down and 3.
10-2 soft.
Caught by Quick. 1st down Sting. Mike Quick.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
And Luckman a nice 3 of 4 in this one. So, you know, this is the same turf, no longer Heinz Field. We'll still call it Heinz Field. It's our league, so what the heck. This is the infamous turf where, especially when it rains, if you guys remember that Monday night football game, the Steelers and the Dolphins. This is the infamous turf where it'll get really muddy and dirty. And so as this game goes on, the traction for some of these guys is going to get less and less. It's going to be harder. Oh, there we go. There's the first big stop of the game as Myles Garrett gets in there and drops Earl Campbell for a loss of yards. So Earl Campbell going up against his former brethren here, the Oilers. Earl Campbell, a longtime Oiler. Luckman, 1st down. Keenan Allen.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
And it's a first quarter that's been pretty well dominated by the Pittsburgh Sting. 3 plays so far for the Tennessee Oilers. Many, many, many plays for the Pittsburgh Sting. The big difference is, though, only 3 on the board. And there's another one. Luckman guns it in there to his single-bar brethren, Don Hutchinson. Or Hudson, rather. Not Hutchinson. I'm putting too many letters. It's Hudson. Don Hudson. Before my time. I mean, come on. Guys, you guys didn't know about Don Hudson until you were watching this, huh? The give to Campbell, and Campbell again loses a whole bunch of yards.
Yeah, baby.
Namni Asamoah. Second and goal for the Sting. Back to the 8-yard line here. And again, Campbell. They're starting to zero in on Earl Campbell now. So now it's 3rd and goal. If you're the Sting, you've pretty much controlled the ball here, but you don't want to end up with 2 field goals when it could be 14-0 right now. Luckman to Quick. Not going to get into the end zone. So we're going to go into the second quarter. It's 4th down, and the Pittsburgh Sting will have the ball at the 1-yard line. Pouring down rain here in Pittsburgh. And the Sting are going to go for it, folks. The Pittsburgh Sting are going to go for it. Man in motion, as you see a lot of that heavy presence there. And right up the gut. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Sting strike first via touchdown on the scoreboard. Earl Campbell. Beautiful opening. Good blocking by Hutchinson, Ringo. And you can see a team that was way down in the dumps early on starting to make a run at it here. Pittsburgh Sting could not get started. All of a sudden, though, they're looking at 3 wins on the year, which is going to put them, as we said, right in the middle of that pack. So we'll see what the Oilers do on the next possession. Ricky Waters on your kickoff return here.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Set. 60 outlaw.
Kenny Stabler is going to start this one in the gun. -1 yard so far for the Tennessee Oilers. And there we go. Stabler is going to get that one away. Todd Christensen reels it in, and there's your first positive yardage of the game. That hit 1,000 yards on the year there for Ken Stabler. Second down in inches. They're lined up in the I. So imagine that DeMarco Murray is going to be seeing the ball in his hands, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Big opening for DeMarco Murray as Murray heads down the sideline.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
And the Tennessee Oilers are in business now. Two big plays for the Oilers.
Here we go.
Another decent run by DeMarco Murray. Tackle made by Cliff Harris.
Ready.
I've always loved doing my own league. Like, that's something I've always liked, you know, USFL, XFL. Wide open. Tyler Boyd, first down, Oilers. And I don't even remember. I think it was after the XFLs when I started doing my own league. It was, like I said, the original league was the SFL. You know, I did it on 2K5 and then college and then transitioned to the NFL, the Madden game for a couple of years. I did about 13 seasons of that. It's going to be a screen pass. And Waters is going to lose a whole boatload of yards back to the 18. That was a disaster by Ricky Waters. We saw him in the Revolution League on our 2K8 streams not too long ago. Boy, Stabler can't find anything. Finally, he's going to do it. Oh, he might have been over the line of scrimmage. Oh, boy, this it's going to end up being 3rd and goal all the way back. What a disaster this is turning into so far. And if you're Tennessee, you got to play smart with it, knowing you're at least in field goal range. It's going to be near impossible. If you have to, just dump it off, take the points at this point. That's exactly what Stabler's going to do. He just dumped it off. No one was open. And they're going to go ahead and settle and try to get 3 points on the board. It'll be a 40-yard kick here in the rain. And it is going to be Jason Hansen on the kick. We got more chats. I'm not seeing any chats. Let me go back to YouTube. Hold on. Sorry for all the guys that's been chatting with me. As that kick is good. YouTube is not displaying any chat messages. Here we go. Now I'm seeing the chats. I'm only seeing 2. It said we had 3. Well, we got Alpha here, and we got Chance here as well. So, welcome in, guys. Bill Russell, what happened? Is that like big news? Hold on. Let's go on Twitter. And a kick return.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Wow, yeah, there it is. 11-time NBA champion Bill Russell passed away at the age of 88. Wow. Thank you for that breaking news. I didn't even get any update about that. Man, yeah, the great Bill Russell. That's too bad. Thank you for that update. Just seeing that. And wow, what a career it was. Wait, Io Shirai is still trending like. What did you guys think of SummerSlam last night, by the way? Pretty exciting show, huh? Stuff we never saw. Debuts. Io Shirai still trending right now on Twitter. Io Sky now, but on Twitter it's Io Shirai that is trending. Pretty exciting stuff. They want us to throw it here on 3rd and short. I was going to try to run it, but...
Let's go. 90, Wolf.
Yeah.
Five.
Incomplete. KJ's here. Welcome, KJ. Yes, SummerSlam was amazing. Yes. Man, moments. We saw debuts. We saw re-debuts. Like you saw what Edge, and we saw Ring nearly get destroyed. Incredible stuff. We'll get back to some 2K22 at some point this week. Haven't had any requests for it come through on Patreon just yet. Of course, we're at patreon.com/tvsports27 for all your requests. And as I said, haven't gotten to see a lot of the G1. I watched the first 3 shows, but then the last week I was on my trip to North Dakota. And so I've been kind of out of the G1 loop. Maybe today I'll try to watch some of it, depending on what all. I still need to get caught up. Stardom started their 5-star Grand Prix. So there's like 2 of their shows I got to get caught up on. So it's like you got to kind of pick and choose. There you go. And the Oilers, there's Molds trying to push his way for a first down. And they're going to give it to him, Eric Molds. I've uploaded, I put the tweet out on Twitter. But if you guys wanted to see photos from my trip to North Dakota, on Twitter you can only post 4 photos at a time. So I've uploaded 40 photos, 40 of them, to patreon.com/tvsports27. Any of the 3 levels will get you in the door to see those photos. So if you want to see some North Dakota State Bison stuff, or if you're interested in general about what North Dakota looks like, a lot of that stuff is up there. DeMarco Murray! Big carry for Murray. First down. It could be either or. Alpha is asking if Patreon is a one-time payment or it's a monthly thing. It could be either or. Some people, I think by default it's a monthly thing, but you can sign up, and then I want to say, I could be wrong. You'd have to look in it, but I want to say you can sign up and then you can cancel right away, and you'll still get all the content for a month, if that makes sense. So. By default, like every other thing on the internet, it's going to be auto, every month it's going to auto renew for you. But I want to say you can sign up and then you can cancel right away and you'll still get the month. But definitely double check and look into it. But you're certainly not obligated if you're not able to or not wanting to commit more than a month. You certainly can, sign up and then cancel it at any time. Because I've done that too. I have many patrons, and then Patreon that I subscribe to, and then some of the content might start not get uploaded, or it's not worth the bang for my buck, so I'll unsubscribe. So that's pretty common. Oh, nice, for your birthday. That would be awesome. We would love to have you aboard, Alpha. That would be amazing if you were able to, we're glad to have you here on YouTube, of course, but certainly. Oh, look at Stabler on the run. What a throw by Kenny Stabler. And that's a huge play, and the Oilers don't look now. They might be looking to tie this thing up. Forget about it. This is incredible. Yep, Bailey is back as well. But definitely, yeah, we would love to have you guys aboard on Patreon. Like I said, we're uploading a lot of, we got all our photos. Wide open, touchdown, Tennessee Oilers. Gene Washington with the score. But we got the classic content up there. We got the Denver Broncos from Madden 12, about 45 episodes of that. We got the BCS playoffs. We have the entire 2012 run, and then we have the first half of the 2013 run. We're still looking for that other footage. If any of you guys have it, hit me up and let me know, because I would love to add that to Patreon. We've also uploaded, we have about half of the of All Pro Football 2K8 content, again, from our Killer Whales. We're still missing, as I said, the second half of that, as well as the All-Star game that we did in college football that I'd love to find if someone has a copy of that somewhere. Apparently I don't. It's not on my hard drive anywhere. And when the great YouTube purge of 2020 happened, that stuff all went bye-bye. So, yeah. So we have that. But again, we have stat books up there. We have stat books from all 5 seasons of the Revolution Pro Football League, which is the precursor to this league. We also have stat books for, we have storylines for our WCW ECW that we didn't end up continuing on when we moved to 2K22. That's all up on Patreon as well as the 40 photos from the trip to North Dakota. That is up. But there's other stuff you guys want to see too. I got pictures from my trips to Japan, trips to Toronto, Las Vegas. If you guys want to see any of that, I can throw that up on Patreon. Patreon's kind of like the endless place. Not only is it the way you guys can support the channel, but it's like where we can, because Twitter, you can only upload 4 pictures at a time. YouTube, I can't upload a bunch of pictures. On Patreon, though, we can upload. So any of that old content, if you guys want to see, let me know. Well, there you go, KJ. If you want to see, I miss Japan. I haven't gotten to go since they closed the country up. I went in January of 2020. Second in inches here is the Sting. Oh my goodness, Luckman overthrows his man. It's intercepted, and the Tennessee Oilers are going to take the lead here. There you go. Pick 6, Xavier Howard. Luckman overshot his man. It's a 61-yard score. And the Tennessee Oilers take the lead. Oh, he went right over top. It got batted up. Intercepted, just the 5th interception of the year for Luckman. And Howard takes it back. But yeah, KJ, I got about 300 photos from my trip to Japan. If you want to see those, we can certainly put that up on Patreon. Hit me up over on Patreon and we can upload some of those. I got not only pictures of Shibuya, Shinjuku, Shinkiba. We went to Asakusa as well, Tokyo, of course. And we went to Wrestle Kingdom, some photos from Wrestle Kingdom in 2020, as well as the Stardom show at Shinkiba First Ring, as well as the Tokyo Joshi show at Korakuen Hall. That we have photos of all that kind of stuff. So that's something we can throw up on Patreon too, if you guys want to see that. So hit me up, let me know over there. We got an injury on the play. He said, definitely love you guys being here. The views on YouTube certainly help, but I'm sure you hear every YouTuber, you know, promotes their Patreon because the YouTube algorithm and all that stuff. So that is definitely the way that we can keep streaming with you guys, get better equipment, get new games, all that kind of stuff. Definitely appreciate your support with that. Bruised elbow, Miles Austin, so we'll keep him in. We'll see if Sid Luckman can answer back right here. But yeah, how we got on the whole Patreon thing is we were talking about SummerSlam and WWE 2K22. Luckman going deep, and that one falls incomplete once again. We hadn't had any requests come through for WWE 2K22 over on Patreon just yet, so that's why we're doing football. But hopefully some point this week we'll try to get some. I think I got the earlier shift at work on. Oh, that should be pass interference. Boy, oh boy. There's a lot of discussion down there, but no call made. My goodness. I think I got the earlier shift at work on Tuesday, so I might be able to stream with you guys somewhere Tuesday afternoon, but the other nights are going to be kind of at the end of the night, per usual. There we go. Luckman gets that one off to Heath Miller, and the second timeout called by the Pittsburgh Sting. So they got a minute here. Still a lot of time. This has been a competitive game. Most of the games here in Week 7 have been competitive. We saw some blowouts early on in the league. Week 7 looking very competitive. And Luckman, incomplete. Miller, the rain definitely not helping the cause. You know, that ball's slick. It's like a greased pig just slipping out of there.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Pressure coming. Luckman goes down. They got to go hurry up here. 3rd down and 19. Not one to burn the last time out here. Luckman wide open is Miller. Can they get one more play? Trying to save the timeout just in case they need it. Oh, it's a good thing they did. The sack is going to happen, and the Sting are going to go ahead and take the timeout. They got one more play. Sean Springs came in and took the sack onto Luckman, and it was very wise that the Pittsburgh Sting hung on to that timeout. So here comes your field goal attempt. Should be right down the middle, and it is good. So we go into the locker room here on Monday night. Two teams ranked in the 20s. Not the two strongest teams in the league, but two teams that are fighting for what they've got. It's the Tennessee Oilers, 17. The Pittsburgh Sting, 13. And a quick look at the stats as these guys head off into the locker room. And we're going to jump into the second half of action now. So here we go. It's going to be the Oilers getting the ball to begin the second half. I contemplated some different names. I knew I wanted to do some kind of bee theme, obviously with the uniforms. So, you know, Pittsburgh Sting. We could have done the Pittsburgh Wasp, Pittsburgh Yellow Jackets. We used a Wasp logo for the Gainesville Clash. That could have been the Pittsburgh Clash. That could have been an interesting name, right? Pittsburgh Power is the arena football team. What do you want from 2K22? What, as far as like what patches or what exactly? I'm not sure I quite understand the question, KJ. There's a good completed pass. Christensen, he's having a nice day. 30 receptions for him. I'm surprised there's not a lot of mud or anything at the way there. I mean, this field, it lends itself to these white jerseys being torn up. DeMarco Murray, boy, what a run! He had Ben Williams all over his back. It's hard to think right now. I know the biggest thing, as someone that primarily plays Universe mode, the biggest complaint I've had, and a lot of people have had for years, is when you have your Universe mode roster, it doesn't tell you what brand they're on. So, and you guys probably see this when I do my streams, that I don't remember. I'm looking through a list of 200 wrestlers, and I have 40 guys that are on my Universe mode roster, but they don't have, like... All right, here we got to focus on this third down play. Kenny Stabler, how about wide open to Gene Washington? You know what I mean? Like in the past 2K games, it would have the little logo, like the Universe logo of the brand they were assigned to. But now they're just all dumped in there. So if you go to like create a match, you're just, you know, looking through a million wrestlers and you don't know. So that I want them to add that back. Like, just how hard is it to put a logo next to what brand the guy is on in Universe mode? You know what I mean? As far as people, I mean, I can just download whatever I want, the community creation, so I'm not really, as far as, like, needing certain people to be in the game or not. Look at this. What a throw, and what a catch. Ken Stabler. Eric Moulds makes the grab. You know, again, for poor Kurt Warner, that's been the story of his career, has it not? In St. Louis, he got replaced by Mark Bolger. In New York, he got replaced by Eli Manning. In Arizona, he was the backup, and he did the replacement of Matt Leinart. And DeMarco Murray. But Kenny Stabler, and I actually didn't know they would bench people in Madden. You know, Kurt Warner was the starter, and we looked at his numbers. 1 touchdown, 7 INTs, and they obviously started Ken Stabler over that. So there could be an opportunity. Oh, my goodness, I did not see him. Full disclosure, if you rewind the tape back, because the blocking box was up, the you know, the button for the other computer player where it's press square to what, I did not see that that Pittsburgh Sting player there. So 3rd and goal. This is a big one for the Oilers. Stabler's flushed out. He's going to get rid of it to Ricky Waters. And he gets stopped. What a game this has been. I mean, this is kind of like, it's kind of reminding like the old school. Hard-nosed football. Not a lot of big plays, not a lot of big, but, you know, just a lot of scrappy and gritty play. Field goal attempt here. That one's going to be picture perfect. It's good. Jason Hansen puts it through. So it's 20-13. What about you, KJ? You tell me. What kind of stuff are you looking for at WWE 2K22? I don't know if we're getting anything else, any new patches or anything like that. But I want to hear from you. You tell me what you're most looking forward to. Well, this is a game that was pretty well dominated by the Pittsburgh Sting in the early going. Tennessee, though, has kind of snatched this one away. Oh, boy, no blocking there. So Earl Campbell says, guess what? You're not going to give me any blocking. I'll do it myself. 105 on the ground for Earl Campbell.
Come on, set. 10 logo.
Luckman's going to line up in the gun here. And Campbell's going to take it again. Can't get any help from his blocking up front. And Campbell's going to lose a bunch. This will be 3rd and 6. They're scrapping around down there. Tennessee and Pittsburgh.
Ready. 50, plant.
Let's see what you got.
Shoot.
Open receiver. It's Keenan Allen. How about that? Only here on TV Sports, you're going to see Sid Luckman throw the ball to Keenan Allen, right? I mean, only right here. Only in this league. The Revolution Football Legends League, the RXFL. Play fake. Luckman. Going deep. Intercepted! Namni Asamoah. Second interception of the game for Luckman. He had an open man, and he went for it. It was intercepted.
That's a pick, boy. That's a pick. Going the other way.
Unbelievable. Wow. I mean, Luckman put everything he had on it. Look at that. He had a guy. He had a beat on him, but he got picked off. Yeah, My Rise. As you see, I've kind of fallen out of playing My Rise. When I first got WWE 2K22, I was playing My Rise. Oh my goodness, what a run by, who was that, Hill? It's Calvin Hill. What a big boy. I was playing a lot of My Rise in the Rey Mysterio mode, and I have not streamed that mode in a very, very, very long time, as you guys have seen. That is something I've considered bringing back as like maybe a Patreon exclusive. I talked about Hill gets another big run there, doing a GM mode as a Patreon exclusive as well. But I don't know, the My Rise, like, it was, some of the stuff was interesting, and I guess maybe the thing that made me not enjoy it so much is I was starting to kind of go for the 100% completion because I wanted to unlock certain stuff. I was so worried about what storylines were going to have the unlockables behind them. Maybe if I go back to playing My Rise and I don't worry about unlocking stuff and I just play it progressively and just do the storylines as they come, I might have more fun with it. But I think also not having the branching storylines, like if you guys remember some of my other My Rise streams, that the infamous triple threat match in NXT where I had to play that like 4 or 5 times before I finally won. And it's like, it'd be nice if there was some kind of branching storyline thing where you didn't have to. Because when I play the matches, that's where it almost, the storylines and everything I enjoy, they're really fun. But when you play the matches, it's almost like, that almost feels like a time waster. Does that make sense? Like, for someone like me where I'm streaming, it's like I got an hour to stream. The storyline stuff is interesting, but the matches, whether I win or lose, it doesn't affect the outcome. I have to win. It kind of feels like a time waste. Like, oh, I'm gonna spend 20 minutes doing a match that I have to win. That's why I started playing My Rise. I think the last stream I did, I put it on easy mode just so I could blow through the matches really quickly. And promos in Universe mode, that was a one. I never used the promos in Universe mode until I started my WCW ECW on WWE 2K22. I never used the promo system at all in my universe. I just did my own promos in my head. But that is something I've heard a lot of people request as well. But definitely something they would need to consider working on. Stabler's just going to run it himself. Look at this guy. Oh my goodness, he takes the hit. Because a lot of the promos weren't very good. I mean, you guys can agree with that. They were... some of the verbiage for some of the talent weren't the best in the world. This is going to take us to the 4th quarter here. The Tennessee Oilers In the early going, as we said, struggled. It was all Pittsburgh, but look at this. Don't look now. But the Oilers, all of a sudden, they are right into this thing. And they're about to take a 2-score lead if they can get the ball in the end zone. Those beautiful white unis. Again, surprised they're not more dirty with the rain here, especially in this stadium. DeMarco Murray, touchdown. Tennessee Oilers. Chairs are special. What about just chairs that you can set up? That was the thing that I only saw on Raw 2. But the fact that you can, like, set a chair up and run and jump off of it and stuff, that was an exclusive. It's always interesting, the stuff that's really cool that's in the older games, the games that were really bad that people hated, like Raw 2 being one of them. But they had a lot of features that you don't get anymore, and that being one of them. Another feature of Raw 2, when the tables would break, you could pick up the pieces of the table and use them as weapons. Which, again, that was how many generations ago? That was on Xbox, so that was 2 generations ago, and the tables wouldn't disappear. You could pick up the pieces and use them as weapons. Here on Next Gen, the tables disappear when you get a second table out, you know what I mean? So, Luckman to throw, and it's going to be intercepted again. 3 INTs, and it's going to be another pick 6 for the Tennessee Oilers. Forget about it. George Atkinson. And the Oilers may be on their way to the second win of their season. Sid Luckman's thrown 3 picks here today. One thing I would like to see is I would like to see Hell in a Cell get fixed. Because right now, we've had the Hell in a Cell for a couple years. We were kind of locked, and I kind of felt the pain of that when I was doing my Extreme Rules stream and the Mustafa Ali Edge match. It was so hard to do anything. You can't use any weapons on the outside of the ring. And that was another thing in Raw 2. You can use weapons in Hell in a Cell. In WrestleMania 19 for the GameCube, you could use weapons outside of the Hell in a Cell. In 2K22, all you can do is get a weapon out, and they immediately go inside the ring. So it'd be nice if they opened up the fighting outside of the ring a little more and gave us a little more variety. Like, I was trying to do a one-on-one elimination chamber match, like just use that cage as a one-on-one match, and the game doesn't let you do it. And even if you go into the create a match type, you know, you can go to the create a match and you have all those options of different cages you can pick. They don't let you pick the elimination chamber. Why not? Why can't you do an elimination chamber with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in it, you know? Why even make that a restriction? We'll see here if the Sting can make a comeback. Their dominant weapon, Earl Campbell, which they're going to try to get here on a pass, is unfortunately going to be kind of out.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
So Earl Campbell is going to be out of the mix while the Sting are trying to make this comeback happen.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that about the WrestleMania arena, KJ, because that's one of the reasons I was playing My Rise, is because I was trying to unlock there's a really cool WrestleMania arena in My Rise that you I guess you get during the women's side of things, the women's storyline, and that was what I wanted to unlock that before I started my universe mode, but it was going to take so long. That's why I ended up just doing the WrestleMania at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium. But maybe we can do if you guys want to see it, request it over on Patreon. We can do the women's My Rise. I did a little bit of the men's My Rise, and Luckman having some good success throwing the ball here. But if you guys want to see us play any of the My Rise, any of the My GM stuff, I know the WWE stuff, it typically performs really well on the channel. The WWE and the football content always get the highest views. The hockey content is always the lowest views, which is why I haven't gone back to the playoffs just yet. So if you guys want to see some of that content, you know, Alpha said he's going to check out Patreon. Check us out, patreon.com/tvsports27. Super fans and mega fans get to request whatever they want to see on the channel. So Luckman is going to run the ball here and get the first down for the Sting. They might have to go ahead and try to punch this ball in the end zone pretty quickly now. They're starting to kind of run out of time. They got to make up a couple of scores. Yeah, managers in Hell in a Cell, not only that, but managers in tornado tag matches is a big thing that kind of I don't understand. Oh, Luckman's gonna do it himself. Oh my God, Luckman gets drilled, and it's picked up, and the Oilers again are gonna take it back defensively. 3 defensive touchdowns. Earl Campbell. No, it's a touchdown. Unbelievable, 100 yards the other way. Sam Mills. Well, we had mentioned we hadn't had any blowouts in a long time in the RXFL. We're getting one tonight. Earl Campbell, with his speed, nearly got it. Look at Luckman. He was going for the end zone. He got lit up by Donnie Shell. Sam Mills picked it up, and that was a touchdown. 4 turnovers for the Pittsburgh Sting. Oh, my goodness. Luckman, he tried. There was the big opening. This is all Madden, by the way. You see this right here? This and that is all Madden. We might have scored if Madden didn't screw us up. Did he cross the line? Oh, my God. I don't think he made it. I guess there could be a review. There could possibly be a challenge. Maybe he did cross the line. Oh, it's so close, but what a hit. Luckman tried to go up against Donnie Shell. Shell drilled him. It came out before he hit the ground, and we went 100 yards the other way. 3 defensive touchdowns here. We'll see. Is there even a possibility to challenge? They don't even let us see. Madden's nothing to challenge. We could have challenged the ball, the knee hitting the ground. We could have challenged the ball crossing the line. Like, don't tell me there's nothing to challenge. Let's challenge something. But yeah, KJ, as I was saying, managers, as someone like me that only plays tornado tag matches because I think the regular tag matches are completely broken and not great, they don't let you do managers for tornado tag matches, which I don't understand because they're just at ringside. So that would be nice to open that back up. Maybe let's make a little change here. Let's go ahead. We'll make a little story because the game's kind of a blowout at this point. And poor Luckman, he's tried, but he's thrown 3 interceptions. He's turned the ball over. He just got drilled. We're going to see coming in Y.A. Tittle. The legendary Y.A. Tittle is going to come in, and he's going to quarterback the back half of this game for the Pittsburgh Sting. So Tittle's going to come in. And Campbell doesn't get far. Boy, what a turn of events this has been. It was 10-0 Sting dominating this game. It is 41-13 all of a sudden. A lot of it is that Tennessee Oiler defense. And when they were showing the lineup for the Oiler defense, we were sitting here like, man, this Oiler defense is incredible. They're good. They got good names. There you go, Y.A. Tittle. He is going to complete that one for a first down to Don Huston. Can Tittle be the Frank Reich of the Pittsburgh Sting right now? Oh, Tittle slipped. He still gets it away to Hudson. And Don Hudson is coming up injured. Boy, he grabbed his ankle. So a rough Monday night for the Pittsburgh Sting here. Incomplete. It'd be really cool since we're doing the stripes for the Pittsburgh Sting, dislocated ankle, so Hudson's out. It'd be really cool if there was a helmet kind of like the like Bumblebee striped helmet, but kind of like the Bengals does the tiger striped helmet. Tittle's pass to Keenan Allen complete. Tittle coming in 3 of 4 so far for the Sting. Y.A. Tittle. When's the last time Y.A. Tittle threw a football? It's been years. Tittle is going to roll out. Oh, Heath Miller makes the grab. And the Oilers not letting anybody score. That Oiler defense is tough at the line. Well, nothing happened there. Campbell met in the backfield by Jadeveon Clowney. Earl Campbell he's been zeroed in on since the early going of this ball game. Touchdown, Pittsburgh Sting. Miles Austin, who coming in for the injured Hudson. Well, the Sting are going to go for 2. We'll see if this comeback happens. It'll be a 20-point game. And they got it. 21-41. If they can score a touchdown a minute, they'll be back in this thing. Onside kick for the Sting. And it's recovered by the Oilers, and they get a decent return, too. Jaden Ingram is here. Welcome, Jaden. Everyone shouts out to Jaden Ingram as we're wrapping up game 1, but we're planning on doing a doubleheader up next. Would you guys, I'll let you guys make the call. Do you guys want to see the Denver Broncos franchise, DeMarco Murray injured? Do you guys want to see another episode of the RXFL? It would be week 1 of, it would be game 1 of week number 8. That actually is going to help that injury. It is going to be, that'll stop the clock. So we can either do a Denver Broncos franchise episode, we can do another RXFL game, the first game of week 8, or we can do the, and it's going to be just a minor injury for DeMarco Murray, or we could do the NHL hockey playoffs, game 1 and 2 against the New York Rangers. Or you guys want to see Tom Brady minor league baseball? We were doing a little bit of that yesterday. You guys let me know. Those are your 4 options. Let me know in the chat before this stream is up. And then we're going to end this stream and we're going to come right back with one of those. So let me know. Do you guys want to see Denver Broncos? Do you guys want to see RXFL, the Thursday night game of week 8? Maybe you guys want to stay tuned to see what the week 8 game is going to be. Do you guys want to see game 1 and 2 of the hockey playoffs, the second round, Red Wings and Rangers? Or do you want to see minor league baseball for Tom Brady? Field goal is good. Option 4. So KJ wants to see baseball, minor league. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. We'll let some other votes come in, but if no one else votes, then we're going to do some more baseball. We're only going to do about an hour. I know we did about 2 hours yesterday with Tom Brady. We'll only do about an hour because I've already done 1 hour here. But we can. So right now the leading vote getter is for Tom Brady baseball for 1 hour. Of course, we're going to recap week 5. Jaden says option 1, so he wants to see Denver Broncos franchise. Okay, we got a standoff. Tittle is going to get sacked. Trippett gets Tittle, and the Sting go ahead and burn their timeout. All right, well, I'll let you guys have the discussion. Baseball or football? Denver Broncos franchise or minor league baseball? Or maybe not minor league for very long if poor Brady can ever get the call up. So Tittle completes that one. We're pretty much in garbage time here. Tittle to the sideline, incomplete. Tittle coming in, he's the 4 of 8. Or 6 of 8, rather. That's a 6, isn't it? I need to get my eyes checked. Tittle going down the field to Campbell, and it's intercepted, and that's going to do it. Howard gets his second INT, Xavier Howard. And the Tennessee Oilers, 5 turnovers in this one. So there you go. And now the Oilers can wind this clock out, and they're going to take a big win, their second win of the season. Oh, that was supposed to be that's a broken play. Just get down, Stabler. That was supposed to be a handoff. Total broken play. But Kenny Stabler coming in and changing the fortune. So it's going to be a final here. And again, we're going to recap Week 7. We're going to get y'all prepared for Week 8. And DeMarco Murray. Jaden says football is better than baseball. A good argument by KJ. All right, KJ's changing his vote. So after this, we will play the Denver Broncos. Is that what you guys want to see? The options were the Denver Broncos or another RXFL game. Which I don't know what game it'll be. We'll see in just a moment what game it would be. A lot of boos raining down for the performance of the Pittsburgh Sting. A very different performance for the Tennessee Oilers. Last time we saw the Tennessee Oilers, they were getting shellacked. This time, that Oiler defense, 3 defensive touchdowns, 5 turnovers, to the tune of a 44-21 victory. Ken Stabler just threw for 126. That's all he needed. It was a lot of defense. They did their part. I would even dare say offensively they didn't do a whole lot. I mean, Stabler was 12 of 18. And then even on the ground, I mean, DeMarco Murray 123, so he did pretty good for himself there. All right, guys, let's wrap up week number 7 here. And we'll prepare for our next stream. Upgrade them all. Oh. Mean Joe Green. Okay. Oh, yeah, we got to do the college. We got to find a good college. Whatever different guys we're going to throw in the mix there. Well, here, let's look real quick while we're at it. Main event at SummerSlam was amazing, was it not? What did you guys think of it? I've never, like everyone said, we've never quite seen anything like it, right? It was insane. Absolutely insane. They already have a Legends roster, so we could throw WWE names in there. Franchise changers, deep draft class, multiple sleepers. I think we're doing the Hollywood and the other in our Denver Broncos. Fiction, 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 elite. Loaded with gems. Which one should we pick here, guys? Which one should we pick? Should we throw WWE? Would that be weird, having a Legends roster, but then having WWE guys in there? Or should we just do one of these, like, franchise changers? Yeah, that's right. Acknowledge the tribal chief. Absolutely. Or we can just do this loaded with gems. It's got 1 thumbs down for some reason. Let's go by the most liked. This WWE one's most liked. Let's just do that for fun. What the heck? It's our own league. We can do it. So we're going to do the WWE draft class and see. And I don't even know any of these guys will be starting or not, but we'll just throw them in there. And then our Legends League get infused with a dose of the WWE. All right. Let's see what we got here. Are these all going to be, okay. Oh. All right, so we got Daniel Bryan, we got Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Dustin Hargrave in there for some reason, Daryl Boggs. Those aren't WWE guys. I guess they have to have some balance. AJ Styles, Big E, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton. So they don't have everyone in there as a WWE name, but Sheamus, Dolph Ziggler, Miz Mizanin, Bobby Lashley, Jeff Hardy, Jey Uso, Samoa Joe, Alexander Rusev. All right, well, that's fun, so we'll do that there. Okay, let's simulate this week since we finished up. And we'll recap this week. We'll look at Week 8 and the games to come. We'll pick our 2 Sunday games that we want to do. So here we go. So let's get all the scores from week number 7 in here. I got to go to the league schedule. That might help. All right, week 7. So here we go. We had San Antonio. They got their first win of the year. The Marshals defeating the Philadelphia Benjamins by a single touchdown. The Houston Voyagers, big victory. The Boomer Esiason, Troy Aikman discussion will continue there as it looks like Boomer had a big game knocking out the Chicago Cougars. We played this one, a big-time one, top 4 teams, the Wolverines defeating the Mexico City Golden Eagles. The Egyptians, that's an upset right there. Holy smokes, those two had opposite records. The Memphis Egyptians knock off the Oklahoma City Lancers. That is a huge upset. Toronto Huskies with a big win over the San Diego Aftershock. We have the New England Nightmare picking up their wins. They're starting to get some wins. They take down the Las Vegas Firebirds. The Austin Armadillos win a tight contest against the St. Louis Rhinos. We played this one, the Sacramento Wet Redwoods defeating the Tampa Bay Mutiny. The Portland Lumberjacks winning a pretty highly contested battle of West Coast teams against the San Francisco Demons. The Atlanta Dirty Birds, tight contest, tight win against the Orlando Wizards. Salt Lake City Elks put up 38 on the LA Kiss. They get the win there. The Columbus Aviators putting up a lot of numbers as well on the Dallas Desperados. And then, of course, you know, these 2 games that we streamed with you. So let's preview week number 8. So, you know, we always do the Thursday night game, the Monday night game, and then we pick 2 other games. So here you go, Thursday night, you're going to see the New England Nightmare and the LA Kiss. So that's going to be your Thursday night game. So that would be the game that we would do if you guys wanted to play our XFL, but if not, we'll do the Denver Broncos franchise. And then the Monday night game, for the first time, we are going to see the Las Vegas Firebirds in action, the former Omaha Firebirds. They're going to be taking on the New York Shamrocks, who are coming off of their bye week. So Shamrocks and Firebirds, and of course the New York Shamrocks, part of their organization, the former New York Nightmare. As you know, some of them moved up to New England to form the New England Nightmare, but a lot of them stayed put here for the New York Shamrocks. So the Shamrocks and the Firebirds, and you're going to get the LA Kiss and the New England Nightmare. And then we get to pick 2 games here. So we got to pick our 2 best games. Let's see what we got here. That could be a devastating one. We might just do that game just for the pure sickness of it all. The winless North Florida Cheetahs and the undefeated Chicago Wolverines. Let's look at the standings of those 2. Should we do that game just for the sake of what it could be, like a terrible blowout? So you can see there the Wolverines are 7-0, number 1, and the North Florida Cheetahs are 0-7. So 0-7 against 7-0. I think we might do that game just for the, you know what I mean? Oh man, what a brutal game. So we might end up doing that game. The Cheetahs and the Wolverines. The Beats and the Benjamins would also be a pretty good game as well. Oh, the Monarchs and the Bulldogs. We promised that we were going to do that game, though, when we did the rematch. Because you remember how that one, that week 1 game that ended in a tie. Oh, man. We always have to pick one early game, one evening game. Celtic Tigers and Demons, Sting and Voyagers, Redwoods and Elks. Maybe we can switch it up. Because there's only 3 late night games. 7-0 versus 0-7. You know what? We're going to call an audible. We're going to do both 1 p.m. games. So we're going to do, of course, the Thursday night and the Monday night game. And then we're going to do the Bulldogs and the Monarchs, the London battle. We can pretend that was on earlier in the day, and that was the game we brought. And then we are going to do the Chicago Wolverines at 7-0, number 1, against 0-7 North Florida Cheetahs. Man, because there's not really too many other interesting. Those teams are middle of the pack. I can see the Celtic Tigers and the Demons being an interesting game. But what are the teams we haven't seen yet? So we haven't seen the Firebirds. We're going to see them finally. We have seen all of these teams. We haven't seen the Rhinos or the Marshalls yet. So that would be a game that we would need to do at some point. So we're pretty much getting down to the teams we haven't seen there. So there you go. Okay, so we're going to stop this stream. So that's going to be your games next weekend. London and London, Chicago and North Florida, LA and New England, and Las Vegas and New York. So we're going to stop this stream, and we'll be back in maybe 5 minutes, if that. And we're going to play, I think you guys want to see the Denver Broncos franchise. So we're going to come back, and we're going to play an episode of the Denver Broncos franchise. We'll be back, guys.